A very warm good afternoon to all of you. I'm Sakshi, welcoming you all on behalf of Solar Quarter and First View Group to the roadmap to string inverter installation and commissioning training for South Asia. I take the pleasure to thank our partner Sungrow for extending their immense support to organize this event. I would now request my team to play the promotional video for, for Sungrow.
We are the first supplier to launch world's first biggest rating in terms of string inverter, that is a 250 HX that was giving 250 kilowatt active power.
We are coming up with this 10 gigawatt setup, which is going to have the SMT line manufacturing. So it means all the PCBs which we are using in our inverters is going to manufacture locally.
With the new factory that we have in place in Bangalore is going to bring this concept vocal for local.
This is a clean room concept with the ASD flooring. This clean room concept is used to manufacture the string inverter assembly. This string inverter assembly has got a n number of stages. Few stages will be used to assemble the inverter and another few stages will be used to quality control, production inspection and testing. This is the aging room. This aging room is used to perform the heat run test for the string inverter. Whatever we are manufacturing, 100% inverter will be tested in this chamber. Due to this, we can meet the customer OTD. OTD means on-time delivery can be met for the customer very easily and we can deliver a very good and quality-oriented product to the customer.
Sungrow has done almost $16 million investment in India, which clearly demonstrates that our presence in India is for long. That promotes customer confidence. Also, the leadership in India has been given with good authority to take the decisions. So that is the best part in Sungrow India, where the leaders enjoy to take the drive and also deliver to the customer.
Thank you, team, for playing that video. Here, I would like to make a small announcement. Attendees can post their questions in the Q&A box, and our speaker will answer those questions at the end of the panel discussion. As we are all aware, the solar power sector is expanding rapidly, and as a result, everyone should learn firsthand how solar projects are implemented, such as how solar string inverters are used to move electricity for the best practices of particular projects. The development of components, particularly the best solar inverter for the projects, coincides with the maturation of the sector. This event provides a thorough explanation of string inverters as well as a ton of examples that cover the many application specific details. Integration, system maintenance, and a generous dose of best practices that have been discovered through years of experience are also presented. Now, please increase your understanding of PV beyond where the grid goes. Sungrow offers best practices gathered over the years, and to present that today, we have with us Mr. Subhendu Mondal, who's the service engineer at Sungrow. Welcome to screen, sir. Over to you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining this session. Myself, Subhendu Mondal, Sungrow India service engineer, Sungrow India. So today's session, I will going to present string inverter commissioning and installation. So as you know, we have 13 to 14 gigawatt installation base in India, and around 30 more than 35 service engineer in India to provide service. Hello,
If you could put it on the slideshow mode,
my screen is visible.
it's visible, sir. Just that if you could play the slides on slideshow mode.
Yes, sure. So today I will discuss about string inverter installation and commissioning. Before that, we'll go to the main content: product introduction, installation, commissioning, and troubleshooting. These are the content I will discuss in today's session. So first, product introduction. So for utility scale, we have 320hx, 250hx. These are the main our string inverter product which used in utility scale. For CNI segment, we have 110cx, 125cx P2, 33cx, 50cx, and we have also we have full monitoring product. So we have iNet, Wi-Fi, IM4, and Commander D. We have Isolar Cloud also to monitoring the inverter and to monitoring the plant. Also, we have Isolar Cloud app to connect the inverter with the mobile. So we can easily inspect that mobile and we can easily check the data from our mobile. So let's move to the two features of our inverter. First is high efficiency. Our inverter has more than 90% high efficiency. Also, it's having multi MPPT benefit. So by using multi MPPT benefits, we have less chance to reducing string mismatch process. Next, our inverter support two string one input to saving DC cable cost. We will discuss this on upcoming slides also. Our inverter support PID recovery at night to increase the energy yield. So as you know, PID recovery is very important part. So whatever PID is affected in daytime to recovery that PID, re- we have the PID recovery function at night time. So to recover the PID, so we have Q and night function, which is called reactive power at night, reactive power to grid at night. So we can feed the reactive power to the from the inverter, and for this case we don't require any external capacitor bank or external things. We have our inverter is IP66 protection, so we can install it outside also, and it has C5 anti corrosion. Also our inverter have string detection and IV scanning system, which is optional, and it has a proactive fault diagnostic system. So going to the next slide, it's bifacial PV modules. As you know, the bifacial PV modules has higher efficiency. It's reduced power from both sides, so higher efficiency than others monofacial modules. So its efficiency more than 30%. So our inverter supports bifacial modules also. So string paralleling. Here we can see from this diagram we can see the string paralleling option. So by this in by this diagram we can easily see we are parallel. This inverter don't have DC fuse, so we can use Y connector. uh, by using Y connector we can reduce the cable cost. By using two string, we can use Y connector. It's save the cable cost, and it save the it's easy for maintenance also in future cable damage like that. So our inverter support two string in input. Next is power line communication, PLC communication. Our 250 HX suppose power line communication. Traditionally, you can't see any daisy chain of RSC 485 cable in this diagram. So our inverter support uh, power line communication system. PLC is power line communication system. Our inverter take data from the power cable, and it's analyze data from our smart logger. Smart logger decode the data, and it's communicate. It is easy for cable line. It is easy for cost cutting also, and it's save our labor cost also during project time. And communication distance is 1000 meter. Maximum we can connect 40 inverter in parallel, and its voltage is 9600. So AC and DC SPD. For safety, we have AC and DC surge protection device, which is thermal fuse and metal oxide varistor. It is work in less than 1 second. It has fast response, overheating protection, over voltage protection, and withstand high surge current. So it's protect our device. So I'm going to the next slide. Here is IP66 protection. Our inverter body is aluminum alloy die casting body, electrostatics spraying. So IP66 protection. Our inverter is fully IP66 protection protected. So we can install it inside or outside in any weather condition. It work normally, and it is IP68 fan for air cooling system. IP68 protection degree fan. It is dust proof and waterproof. It's have a long life. We using the fan from well reputed company, and the fan is working more than 50 degrees centigrade, and it is easy for maintenance also. We can replace the fan within a minute by opening only two screws if any fault occur in future for maintenance purpose. So you can only by opening two screws we can change the fan or we can replace the fan. So here is the inverter logo and inverter sticker. You can found in every inverter. First it's product logo. Next we can found inverter's 10 digit serial number. Next the technical data of inverter, like what is the MPPT volt, what is the AC volt, and what is the current rating, MPPT current rating. You can find this all basic data from this sticker also. Next, instruction marks of conformity. Then we can at last at down bottom of this sticker you can find company name, website, country, and manufacturer. So here is the LED indication. So LED indication, generally we can see the LED indication by seeing the LED indication. We can easily identify what is the status of inverter. If it is blue steady, that means inverter is normally inverter is working normally, or it's on grid and operation fully operational mode. If it is periodically flash, that means communication is connected. Some mobile is connected, or mobile is connected with inverter by isolar cloud app, like that. It is periodically flashing in 2 seconds. Then AC or DC powered on or standby or startup mode. It's not totally on grid. It is either standby mode or startup mode. Then it will show. Then it's steady red. While inverter LED will be steady red, that means device is not connected to the grids. Any faults occur, we can check by connecting the app which faults is occurred. So we'll discuss this in upcoming slides. By flashing red means it's Bluetooth is communication connected. There is no communication. Bluetooth communication connected, but there is no data communication. Fault occurred. That time it will be flash, and it will off while there is no AC power and no DC power. That time LED will be full off. So I am going to next topic, installation. So I'll present a short video and I will explain after the video. So here we have to unpack our inverter box. While we open the inverter, we'll found one inverter inside and some screws for mounting bracket, MC4 connectors, mm, and screw holder to mounting the inverter. Then we have to go for preparation of tools. So basic PPT is required before installation, like safety gloves, helmet, safety shoe, and that we have to decide the inverter place which we are going to install, and the basic tools like screwdriver, MC4 connector, PV terminal range, hammer drill, crimping tools, screwdriver set, like that. So as I have already discussed, our inverter is IP66 protected, so we can install it inside or outside also, in outdoor also. The installation environment should be inflammable or explosive material, should be free of inflammable or explosive material. Our inverter should be installed in a place inaccessible for children. The inverter should be protected against exposure to direct sunlight, rain or shadow. And the inverter should be well ventilated. Inverter should be installed in proper place so that we can do maintenance activity in future. So here is the right installation photo. You can install the inverter vertically and backward 10 more than 10 degree tilting. So here is a here is the clearance for here is the clearance of inverters. So we can is ground clearance, front and back clearance. So left side clearance should be more than 800 mm, top clearance should be more than 600 mm, right side clearance should be more than 400 mm, and ground clearance should be more than 450 mm, and front clearance should be more than 1 meter. If anyone have any query, so you can directly ask on our chat box. Our team will answer it. Okay, after this session, I will ask anyone any question. I will answer it also. So I can continue. Sorry. here is the DC section of inverter. There are four DC switch. Each DC switch have six strings. Four DC switch, total 24 strings we have. Mm, Apart from that, right side we can see AC gland and grounding terminal also, and and communication terminal also. Sorry. So firstly, we have to unpack the inverter. After unpacking, we have to check one inverter is will receive inside that box. We have found MC4 connectors. We'll found AC gland, and we found some screws to mount to and mounting bracket to install the inverter. Then we have to ensure that we have working using proper PP and proper tools. Before installation, we have to take proper tools and proper PPs before installation. Then we have to install the inverter vertically, as you have seen on the video, on 10-degree tilting. Next is clearance. As I have told earlier, clearance, ground, top, bottom, and front clearance should be as per the user manual, as per proper, as I already told. Next is connection. Our inverter has 4 DC switch. Mm, in each every string, every MPPT, 12 MPPT we have. In each MPPT we have 2 strings. So we have 24 MPPT in our inverter. So before installing the inverter, we have to ensure that all DC switch should be off. Then we have to connect the MC4 connector. We have to connect the MC4 connector properly. We have to crimping it properly. It should not be over cream or it should not be less cream. If it will be over creamed or it should be less cream, so in future there is any chance to melting that inverter PB cables or inverter MC4 connectors. So it should be connect properly. Be- and before crimping and before lugging, we have to ensure that there is no electrical connection. It is total free of any connection. There is no charge. Then we have to connect. We have to use positive male. For positive cable we have to use male connector, and for negative we have to use female connector. After that we have to connect from the DC side, and we have to check inverter side MC4 connector voltage. VOC is floating. We have to check before putting any MC4 connector to the inverter side. We have checklist also before pre-commissioning checklist also before commissioning any inverter. We have to fill that. So next process is commissioning. So we have some pre-commissioning checklist. Mm, as you know, all before commissioning we required some data from site. So we have pre-commissioning checklist. Site team have to fill that pre-commissioning checklist data and submit to us to check the site condition, to check the AC cable voltage, positive voltage, negative voltage, and AC voltage. So first point is unpacking of inverter. As I have already told, before unpacking, after unpacking we have to check whatever material we have received. If any material is not received, then I have to mention. Then inverter installation. The inverter is installed vertically or tilting 10 degree or not, we should mention that. Then ground clearance and inverter clearance. So for this, as I already told, top clearance, ground clearance, back to back clearance, left side, right side, and front clearance should be actual as per actual and should be more than that, and you have to mention on our checklist. Then or some parameters there: voltage, positive MC4 connector, negative MC4 connector, AC MCCV, grounding cables, and DC switch. Before pre-commissioning, DC switch should be off. We have to mention all those things in the checklist. And DC connection, DC MC4 connected to the inverter string must be properly connected. Before, we have to ensure that all connectors should be properly connected to the inverter. If it is loose, then in future there are any chance for melting that inverter and damage the inverter or MC4 connector. Then string voltage, we have to measure all VOC phase to phase. Sorry, we have to check all VOC, positive to negative, and polarity also, and positive to ground, negative to ground. We have to put that value on the checklist also. Then AC connection and AC voltage. As per LB site or LT panel site, we have to check the windings, which winding they are using, and LT sites and inverter side, we have to check the voltage. What is the voltage before start the inverter? Then DC switch, which is the condition of DC switch, it's on or off, and MC4 connector is properly connected or not. It should mention on checklist. Inspection before commissioning. Check the following items. We need to check the following things before commissioning the inverter. The inverter, DC switch, and external circuit breaker all are all should be disconnected. That inverters should be accessible for operation and maintenance and service. Inverters should be in free place for operation and maintenance purpose. We have to ensure that nothing inside that inverter during uh, termination work, nothing top of the inverter or nothing left inside or top of the inverter. Inverter is correctly connected to the external devices and cables are routed safely, protect against any mechanical damage. Then the cable selection of AC circuit breaker according to the manual and according to the local standard. All unused terminal, all unused terminal and bottom of the inverter are properly sealed. Sometime what happens, whenever we are using, we are termination of we are doing termination of AC cable. So there are some holes. Mm. It's maybe because some external things are going inside and it will cut our inverter, it will damage our inverter. Mm. So we have to ensure that we have to close all the holes and all the terminal holes. And warning signs and labels are flexible and durable. So as I've already told, we have iSolar Cloud mobile app. By using iSolar Cloud mobile app, um, we can easily log in to the inverter and we are easily access to the inverter and we can commissioning it. So as per the slide, you can see by Bluetooth, you should connect it. iSolar Cloud will be connected by Bluetooth connection. Then we have to select Bluetooth option and inverter serial number automatically visual. Or there is scan option. You can see from top of this image, there is a barcode scanning option. So we can log in by a QR code scan also to log in the inverter by iSolar Cloud. Then this is the common user and password. Common user and password is PW4 times 0. For some changes is parameter and for some changing in parameter and like that, we have admin password also. We have login with admin and password. It's
Give us a moment, attendees. I think Mr. Mondal is trying to connect.
hello. Anyone please confirm that am I audible or not?
Yes, sir, you're audible now, but sir, your video is not visible.
Now it's visible.
Sir, you're audible, but the video is for your slides is not visible.
Slide is not visible. Okay, just give me
Yes.
1 minute. Now it's visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir, it's visible. If you could just keep it on slideshow mode.
Yes, yes. Now it's visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, maybe there was some network issue. Okay. So we have user account. User account, you can check that in, you can log in with by user account. You can check any parameters, and you can see the voltage, currents, and any fault occurred, what's the fault occurred, you can check. And we have admin account also. By for login with admin account, we have used the Sungrow provided password. It's change daily basics, so you can take the password from any Sungrow engineer. So here is the country and region. So after login, we have to select for commissioning. After login, we have to select an any country or region. Every country have their own settings, own grid frequency. So you can select the country, for which country you are going to install. Then here is the homepage of our iSolar Cloud app.
Allow us a moment, attendees. I think Mr. Mondal is facing some internet issues. He will be back shortly. Allow us a moment, attendees.
Check the voltage of each string. You can check the current of each and every strings. For records, we can check any fault record or any event record. From record option, we can check. For more,
Sorry
we
to
can change any
interrupt, Mr.
settings.
Mondal, but your presentation is not visible, sir.
My screen is not visible.
Your presentation slides are not visible, sir.
Just can you please confirm it is visible or not?
Yes, sir. Now it is.
Okay. So we have iSolar Cloud app, home, running information, history record, and more option. From home option, we can previous slide I have seen what is showing in home option. It's daily curve, date and time, it's on grid or operational or not. Then we have running information. From running information, we can check AC power, AC voltage, and we can check DC current and DC voltage also. History record, we can from history record we can check the faults and alarm records, power generation records, and events. And we have more options. We can, if any parameter need to change, so we can change by going to more options, parameter settings. Then we can change the password also from the more options. Here is the iSolar Cloud app. So here is the running information. You can see the DC voltage and total active power, apparent power, and monthly generation capacity, phase to phase voltage, then grid current, temperature, and for history option we can check the fault record. If any fault occurs, so we can check from the alarm records, and we can find what fault occurs. We have to troubleshooting accordingly. So next part is troubleshooting. fault records and troubleshooting using Isolar Cloud app. As I already told, how to log in Isolar Cloud app. So first we have to log in Isolar Cloud. If any fault occurs, if any shutdown fault occurs, then it will show like an error image. We have to click on that and we'll found what error is there. We can check it from alarm record also. Which type of alarm is generated by inverter? It is grid power outage, or it is string abnormal, or it is issue from AC side. So you can check here is a 555 alarm. It means string abnormal alarm. For this case, we have to check the first from DC side, DC voltage and DC current. Fault record and troubleshootings. So here is the fault record and troubleshooting process. So from 2 to 10 is mostly grid related issue. Grid over voltage, grid under voltage, transient over voltage, grid over frequency, grid under frequency, and islanding. So for grid over voltage, if grid voltage is higher than the normal voltage range of the inverter, then it will show grid over voltage. Grid under voltage, if inverter's voltage is less than the range, then it will show grid under voltage. And grid transient is lower than normal voltage range in a short time, it will show grid transit under voltage. Grid over frequency also same thing. It is higher than the range, then it will show grid over frequency, and if it is lower than the range, it will show under frequency. And islanding is the grid power is off, inverter AC wiring is poor, and if any sampling failure in, so that time 10 will be happened. 10 means inverter is not on grid, it's have some abnormal grid. So 11 is DC compartment current is high, 12 leakage current high, 14 10-minute over voltage, high high voltage to grid, high voltage unbalance, and the bus voltage is high. These are the all grid related issue. Sometimes if boards happens inside the inverter, internal fault, sampling failure, or something sampling channel is faulty, card will faulty, then this alarm will show. 24 25 midpoint potential shift, 36 module temperature is high. It's maybe some damage in capacitor, in temperature sampling channel fault is maybe some LC filter capacitor fault internal damage, so this will be show. These all the hardware related issue. 36 is relay failure. When sorry, 38 is relay failure. If relay is damaged, then it will show 38. 39 is low insulation resistance. The insulation resistance of the battery board is too low. Sampling circuit problems on the inverter board or conditioning of board. 40 is hardware related issue. It is 40 is IGBT failure. IGBT is very sensitive part or very important part role of from or the inverter. So 40 is related to IGBT fail. When inverter IGBT fail, its internal problem maybe due to external problem. That time 40 alarm will be occurred. 42 AC current imbalance. 43 ambient temperature is below 32.5 and 39-degree. So this is also hardware related issue. 70 is fan. A fan alarm is signaling detect over temperature or derating occurs. Sometimes any derating occurs due to the fan. So for that case, we have to clean the fan. And if it issue is resolved, or we have to replace the fan. Check whether any blockage inside the fan terminal. Then 71 AC SPD failure. lightning strike because it's damage AC SPD. 72 is DC SPD failure. 74 communication failure. Inverter will running fine, but communication will be fail. Communication boards issue. 106 is grounding abnormality. So for this case, we have to check AC cable is correctly connected or not. And from 532 to 547, string 1 to 16 reverse polarity. From 564 to 571, 17 to 24 reverse polarity. Or from 548 to 563, string output current abnormal. From 580 to 587, it's also 17 to 24 string abnormal. Before uh, before doing any troubleshooting activity, you have to ensure that inverter should be on off condition. By by mobile app, we have to command to inverter shutdown command, then inverter switch should be off. Then only we can this AC side also off, then we can do any troubleshooting activity. We can check any activity with proper PP. All troubleshooting activity should be done by using proper PP and proper tools. Thank you. This all from my side. If anyone has any query, I think our team had answered most in chat box most of the question. Apart from that, if anyone has any query, you can ask me.
Sir, I'll be just screening a few questions on screen and you can answer those. So you might want to answer this question.
Yes, ma'am. Hmm. Uh, this one is inverter capacity. I have already discussed. This is 250 HX model.
This one, sir.
How many maximum strings we can connect it? How many maximums? We can connect two strings using Y connector in a single MPPT. Need to check which type of inverter and its current rating model
This one.
wise.
This one, sir.
What is the derating factor? Derating factor, it's depends on temperature.
Here is the next question.
How we can rectify the frequent alarm of grid over voltage? We have some grid over voltage settings. First, we have to check the settings is proper or not, and we have to check that inverter is setting is according to grid or not. We have to check that AC setting is according to grid or not. You can check by using Isolar Cloud app.
Here is the next query.
How choose best AC DC ratio? Uh, Calculate the cable length and transformers capacity.
I think he means to say kindly explain more about.
So our inverter has a PID recovery function. Whatever the PID is affected during daytime, to overcome the from the PID effect at night time, we have anti PID function. So if you want,
Shall I move to the next question?
module got damaged due to so our PID recovery function at night connect DC negative voltage or positive voltage.
Okay, the next question is this.
In which case inverter can find that inverter is rating. So it's maybe during most of the temperature issue cases, inverter will direct. Q at night is reactive power. Q at night is reactive power. Q at night function is to supply reactive power to the grid at the night time. So we can feed uninterrupted power, and we can feed reactive power from our inverter without using any capacitor bank or without any using any third party devices. So we can directly feed it from our inverter only.
I think this is the last question that we have for today. Oh no, we have one more to go.
Why Sungrow inverter does not provide display in the inverter? Previously we have KTL model. That KTL model we previously was display on that KTL model, but in nowadays in HX and CX series we don't have LED. So we have LED and we don't have LCD display, because in these models LED is very easy to us, and LED we can by checking any, and by checking indication only we can select, and for communication also. Or that inverter we don't have any Bluetooth device and any Wi-Fi device. We cannot check that inverter status. We have to check from the display also, but nowadays we can connect from our phone. Phone is accessible to every person, and Bluetooth LED. We have inbuilt Bluetooth on that. Bluetooth LED, by connecting with Bluetooth, we can check that, and display may be damaged shortly. It most of the inverter installed outside, outdoors, so display will damage in short time. Mm, but LED not don't have to damage in short time. LED have long life, so we are using LED.
I think we have somebody who's raising their hand here, Mr. Binoy Joshi. Sir, would you like to talk?
Yes.
Uh, yes. Hello.
Hi.
Sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Sir, I have some questions regarding if there are multiple string inverter connected to one single distribution transformer. For example, there are
Yes.
90% of the consumers having connected to one discom. Okay. Then what we are facing over voltage issues and multiple times inverters are tripping down because these issues are having with all types of mix of inverter, not for the Sungrow but different types, all mix of inverter.
Okay. So what is the what is the inverter model you are talking about?
So this is not for the Sungrow inverter.
May I know the inverter model?
So it's a 1 kilowatt inverter, residential rooftop, 1 kilowatt, 1 kilowatt
One
inverter.
kilowatt.
Yeah,
Okay.
1 and 2 kilowatt both. Because sir, lots we are facing lots of issues of inverter tripping uh, in the discom side. Means inverters are tripping. So what there is generation loss
Tripping or
due to
clipping?
the
The
yes
tripping
sir.
or clipping?
No sir, tripping,
Both are
tripping,
difference.
inverter tripping, not clipping,
Okay.
tripping
Okay.
due to over voltage.
Okay.
And sir, another is sir,
Okay.
so whether sir there is sir because your 250 HX model comes with fuseless technology. Okay, so whether it is
Yes,
required
sir.
to connect external fuses,
No, no, no.
external fuse
External
because
fuse not
inverters,
required, sir.
sir, in case if inverter
We have
if
to check
inside,
that ampere, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Tell me.
because yeah, because if there's a fuse the inside the inverter, if they are blown, then at that time the downtime will be more because you have to send query to invert your service, and then they will come and they will change the inverter. At meantime, generation loss will be there.
Yes.
So to reduce the that downtime
So
for generation loss.
multiple multiple inverter has different length, which will have affected voltage drop. Cable
Hmm.
length, which will have different voltage drop. Long distance will have more effect voltage drop. So this is the reason. This will be the probably reason. And inverter has to compensate that drop, for which will be generate high voltage and able power fluid.
What's can you pardon?
The inverter has to compensate that drop, for which it will be generate high voltage
Hmm?
to enable the power flow.
So this is sir, how to rectify this issue because this scheme will government will come with this scheme to provide the residential rooftop solution to the consumers, village consumers in cluster base. So this issue will come. Right now we are facing this issue.
Okay. Now, in this case, we have to check the cable length first, and voltage. What is the voltage drop? Hmm.
Hmm.
Use high cross section cable to rectify this issue. You can
But
check with
sir,
use high
Discom,
cable, copper
Discom has
cable
Discom, Discom has already installed their cable to up to the solar meter. Okay, for these are the single phase connections.
for high cross sectional is length by area. It will depend.
Okay, then if sir, can tell me for 1 kilowatt string inverter. Okay, and the single phase connection, then type of the minimum type of size of the cable, can you recommend for avoiding
So
this
you can
issue?
check in user manual also. In
Okay,
every
from
inverter, we have different for different model. We have different user manual. In user manual, we can check.
Sorry, sir,
okay.
due to paucity of time, we would like to move on to the next question that we have here.
First,
If you,
it depends on the distance of
sir,
cable
if you
from
can
the
read out
inverter.
the next question here.
Some inverter is showing low insulation distribution during mountain. Some other factor. First, you have to check the strings voltage and string voltage and floating DC side.
The next query is here.
Can we connect one string? Can we connect one strings to two MPPT? We want to ask, can we connect two string in one MPPT or one string is two MPPT? Can you please clear? We can connect two string using Y connector in single MPPT. We can connect. And I think uh, type some wrong. Can you connect one string to two MPPT? It will be two string in one MPPT. I think you want to know. Yes, we can connect two string in single MPPT. Is it possible to Sungrow inverter monitoring through BMS system? Not possible. We have our own monitoring system. Not possible.
Here
Can you
we have.
answer which combination offer best LEOC for 20 megawatt plant? Yes. Can you please answer which combination offer best LEOC 20 megawatt plant? Commercially, we can support in design. Please move to the next question. How many inputs per MPPT? Two. For which model? In 250, CX and HX model or 2M? Two inputs. Next. Sometimes we face massive reverse current from inverter side, and due to that bypass diode of PV modules got failed. What's to done this case? Massive repeat counts. First, we have to you have to check that strings cables and floating. We have from the DC side. Uh, it is only possible when mismatch of string in one MPPT contacted, then it will be only happen. Yes. Before commissioning, Sungrow service engineer send the pre-commissioning checklist to the customer, direct to the customer, or it's not come with every inverter. Take checklist document will not come with every inverter, but documents which come, user manual, like that documents will come, but not checklist document. Checklist document will be provided by Sungrow engineer only. How to get assistance for any major fault in inverter? Or if any major fault happens, you can contact with customer Sungrow customer care, Sungrow service engineer. One toll free number is there. You can call on that number. Example, for example, a system with 10 inverter communication vs you IM4 with one inverter master and rest as slave. Yes, yes. One inverter is master and rest as slave. Next. Yes, for this case, one is master and rest are slave. Why? My question was if we can actually one string to two MPPT, we can connect two MPPT together. Your question was if you actually connect one string to two MPPT, how will connect? Can you please explain?
So shall we move on to the next question?
Never. This is never. That yeah. Please move to the next question. It is possible to monitor the inverter performance on Isolar Cloud app. No, it is not possible. You have to install Sungrow Smart Logger. Then only it's possible. At any time, how many service engineers are available for Rajasthan region? Sir, currently we have six service engineer and one manager available in Rajasthan region. For Rajasthan region only, we have. Can you please tell about both the modules that how many inputs per MPPT and for each input how many strings can be connected? In single MPPT, two inputs are depend on the string current. Yes, Sungrow inverter has IB diagnosis, but it is on chargeable basic. 10 inverter connection is only one monitoring device. Yes, you can connect 10 inverters in only one monitoring. In which case we can found the inverter is deteriorating. I already told most of the cases is temperature related issue. For example, a system with 10 inverter for communication. Can you use single IM4 with one inverter as a master register select? Yes, we can use. Sometimes if we face massive reverse current from the inverter side due to the bypass of the diode PV modules get failed, what should be done? Already, I have answered this question. I think this is repeated question already answered. What is the optimal internal temperature range of 110 CX? What is the internal temperature range? 80 degrees Celsius. IGBT temperature up to 80 degree. How to reset KTL models? There are any password 091030. Hmm. So you can ask to any service engineer, he will support you to reset the inverter model. Or you can call our service line helpline number. They will support. 10 inverter is one device cable Wi-Fi connection. 10 inverter is one device is cable. If I want to connect weather station, how it use? It's third party device. You can use from communication boards. For power line communication, you can maximum 40 device can connect in parallel. How many types of connection available in AC side? RST RYB is L1, L2, L3. Why why got the inverter burned when switching off the inverter? Yes, sometimes what happened, DC some reverse current have occurred from DC side. Yes, some reverse current occur from DC side, and inside that conduit pipe, some maybe some rats or some insects cut the inverter, cut that cable, and it short circuit. So it's maybe during the arcing of DC. During the arcing of DC, inverter will bind. Is it possible to bypass neutral connection? Is it possible to bypass neutral connection? Yes, it's possible. How many days data store in Sungrow inverter if suddenly network disconnect? Only real time data. Can we get the support for SLD? Can we get the support for SLD from Sungrow? Yes, we can discuss. Our technical team is available for discussion. You can contact with our technical team.
Believe these are all the questions that we have for today. And okay, we have got one more question here.
Yes, there are any protection device when the negative positive. There are any protection device for DC side, DC side when the negative and positive lines short. Protection device. Yes, yes. Reversing protection we have.
Right, sir. I think we have come to the end of our question and answer round. Is there anything else that you would like to add? All right, I'll just go ahead and thank. We are grateful to you, sir. Thank you very much for this wonderful session, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, all the attendees, for extending your time and support for this event. A very special thanks to our partner Sungrow for extending their immense support to organize this event. We promise to be back with many more exciting sessions. The floor is now open for networking. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you everyone for your valuable time. Thank you.